Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you all had an incredible week. My name is Jordan Davidson, and this is going to be a wild edition of Behind the Bench. For the past few months, I have been saying if the Steelheads go down 3 goals in a game and come back and win that game, I will do the One Chip Challenge on a future episode of Behind the Bench. Well, this past Saturday's game against the Sudbury Wolves, we finally achieved our One Chip event, and you will be seeing it at the end of tonight's episode. You know how the saying goes, though, you have to eat your vegetables before I eat my vegetables, I think it's a corn chip, so I think that makes sense. The Mississauga Steelheads this week played games at Barrie on Thursday before returning home for a couple of home games against Owen Sound and Sudbury on Friday and Saturday, respectively. I was at all 3 games. While I'm still coherent, let's get the recap started. For starters, here is my pregame for the game in Barrie. Barrie, baby. Barrie gonna beat you tonight. Back on Dale Howardchuck Way in Barrie, Ontario. Behind all those raindrops is Sadlin Arena, home of the Barrie Colts. We've arrived. Time to walk around. Gotta love Canada. Freezing rain warnings in the morning and snowbanks that are taller than Casper Larson. So these guys are definitely following me, by the way. I actually saw them on the 400. They were getting off the 400 pretty much the same time as I was. I was like 1 car behind them in the other lane. But yeah, we're here. We have a hockey game, and then we're taking a trip to the glue factory, and the Colts don't get to come. All right. Woo! Doing a Kobe. So I wish I could have gotten this on camera, but it was right as I was getting my ticket scanned, so I didn't have a free hand to pull it out. But the guys walk back after the run. They see me, they give me their, there he is, he's the man, yada, yada, yada. They're pretty happy that I went to the Sioux last week. And the guy scanning my ticket turns to me and is like, I guess you're pretty well known over there. It was a cool moment. I wish it could have been on camera, but you'll have to rely on my storytelling for that one. And the view aujourd'hui. Not bad, eh? Not quite as close as I usually am, but it can be hard if you don't act quick enough in this arena, but I still like it. Let's get a win, boys. Let's go, Barrie, let's go. Jordan Vlogs and Behind the Bench do not endorse this statement, but they endorse these guys. A dancing linesman? He's such a card. Starting goalies in Barrie were Alessio Bellieri for the Steelheads and Anson Thornton for the Barrie Colts. The puck dropped in Barrie, and we got ourselves underway. It did not start well for the Steelheads. Angus McDonnell took a high sticking call 42 seconds into the game, and the Colts capitalized at the 1:15 mark. It was Bo Jelsma getting the opening goal, give the assist to Jacob Frasca and Evan Vierling, and very early on, it was 1-0 for the Barrie Colts. Barrie would strike again at the 8:28 mark of the first period. This time it will be Jacob Frasca beating Alessio Bellieri with a nice little snipe there. Give the assist to Brant Clark, who was celebrating his birthday on Thursday. Declan McDonald also picking up an assist. And at that point, it was 2-0 Barrie. Little bit of a funny moment late in the first. Bryce Cook took a high sticking call at the 16:42 mark. Nothing came of that penalty, but it was while we were killing that penalty. A clearing attempt found its way into our bench and actually struck Matt Chiritano, our assistant coach's tablet. Made the tablet fall to the ground. The tablet holder fell to the ground as well. So rip Matt's tablet. So just a little bit of a funny moment. They would kill Cook's penalty, and it would be 2-0 Colts after 1. Now, the Barrie Colts would take a couple of penalties at the end of the first. Tyler Savard for goal interference at 18:38 and Connor Punnett for a slash at 19:36. So the Steelheads had a 5-on-3 power play that would run into the beginning of the second. Savard's penalty did expire, but while Punnett was still in the box, James Hardy taking a cross-ice pass from Luke Misa and burying it to open the scoring for the Steelheads. Hardy with the goal, Luke Misa and Xander Vecchio with the assists, and that would make it 2-1. The Colts would find themselves on the penalty kill again after an Evan Vierling trip, and it would be James Hardy capitalizing one more time at the 2:56 mark of the second with a beautiful shot over the top of Anson Thornton's glove. Give the assist on this one to Charlie Callahan, and Alessio Bellieri, the goalie, picking up one as well. That's his second assist. That makes it 2-2. Still not too long after that, at the 4:28 mark, The Colts would be in their own zone. Angus MacDonnell would get a quick steal and a quick snipe to put the Steelheads on top. Make it 3-2 Steelheads. Angus MacDonnell with an unassisted goal. And we've got the lead, folks. Steelheads would hang on to that lead for a little bit, but it would not last forever. While we were on a delayed penalty, Connor Punnett with a nice point shot, which would beat Alessio Bellieri and make it 3-3. How about Connor Punnett? I remember him the past couple of years being a low-scoring defenseman. That is Connor Punnett's 10th goal of the season. Assists to Ethan Cardwell and Zach Weigel. And at the 13:43 mark, we have a 3-3 game. Now, I don't remember exactly when this happened. I believe it was sometime in the second period, but Chaz Sharp made a hit near the boards. He gave one of these, and all of a sudden I saw him wince like he hurt his elbow, like he funny boned it or something, and he skated to the bench in some considerable pain. Chaz Sharp would not return to this game. Unfortunately, he would not return for the rest of the week. We're hopeful he's back next week, but Godspeed, Chaz. Get well soon. Before the second period was over, the Steelheads would retake the lead, however. Porter Martone with a shot from center that was tipped in front by Jack Van Volsen. Van Volsen with his 10th goal of the season. Give Porter Martone the assist. Kasper Larsson picks one up as well. And it would be 4-3 Steelheads. 19:11 into the second period now. There was a big open ice hit by Connor Punnett, which appeared to take the feet out from under the player. I can't remember who the player was. I think it was Angus MacDonnell. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Connor Punnett did go to the box. They originally reviewed it for a slew foot, which would have meant a 5-minute major, a game misconduct, and a suspension for Connor Punnett. But upon the review, they reduced it down to a holding minor, which nothing came of, and it would be 4-3 Steelheads after 2. 3:07 now into the third period, and to the chagrin of the Steelheads fans who maybe did want to see Connor Punnett go out for what they thought was that slew foot, it was Connor Punnett again who would tie the game at 4 with another point shot, his second of the game. Assist to Jacob Frasca and Bo Jelsma on this one, and we'd have a 4-4 game. Another little bit of a funny moment here. Brant Clark thought he scored a goal when it was 4-4, but the referees waved it off right away. They said it was a high stick. And for the first time ever at a sporting event, I think, I actually heard them play this song, Three Blind Mice. Which, yeah, that was hilarious. I remember watching a YouTube video of them playing Three Blind Mice at a baseball game, and the umpire points up to the sound booth and throws the guy out, says, "No more sound for the rest of the night." So, yeah, I guess that shows you how soft baseball umpires are. A lot more craziness at the 9:19 mark. There was another big scrum in the middle of the ice, a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, and apparently another slew foot, this time by Ronek Jaudoin. He would go to the box, they would review this slew foot as well, and this time they would uphold it. They would give the major, they would kick Ronek Jaudoin out of the game. Unfortunately, the Steelheads would not be able to take advantage of that too much because Parker Von Richter got a hooking call at the exact same time. And then later at the 12-minute mark, Luke Misa would take a hooking call as well. So there was not actually a lot of power play time for the Steelheads despite that 5-minute major. And unfortunately, it was while it was 4-on-4 at 12:33 that Evan Vierling, who was playing in his 200th career game, would get the go-ahead goal for the Barrie Colts, assist to Ethan Cardwell and Brant Clark, and it would be 5-4 Barrie at that point. Steelheads had a good chance to tie it at the 13:35 mark. James Hardy was brought down on the breakaway and was awarded a penalty shot, so it would have been a tie game and a hat trick in one fell swoop if James Hardy was able to score on this. I was looking at Anson Thornton. I thought he was committing way too early. And James Hardy was going to be able to beat him. But unfortunately, whatever Thornton did worked. He was able to stop the shot. It remained 5-4 Barrie, and the penalty shot was all for naught. Unfortunately, the Barrie Colts would hang on. They would pull the goalie, Alessio Bellieri, late in the game, and it would be Ethan Cardwell going for the empty net. In a last-ditch effort to try to stop the empty netter, Charlie Callahan took a dive, and all three, Callahan, Cardwell, and the puck, did end up in the net to make it 6-4 Barrie. Cardwell looked like he was hurt on the play, but he did play in the next game, so I'm sure he's fine. But it would be 6-4 Barrie, and 6-4 Barrie would be your final. Not the best start to the Steelheads week, but a couple more to go. Here are the 3 stars from Barrie and my postgame.
Tonight's third star with 2-goal performance from the Mississauga Steelheads. From Innisfil, Ontario, number 14, James Hardy.
All right, James. Attaboy. tablet survive? Alright, boys.
My man.
Yeah.
Man. You're my man.
Appreciate it, bud. See you later. Don't forget Xander. Steelheads made the drive home from Barrie. They were back at it on Friday. The Owen Sound Attack to be visiting Mississauga for the first time in a very long time. Here is my pregame from there. Woo! Friday now. Well, after January full of home games, the Steelheads have just played 4 straight on the road, so I'm sure they're happy to be back here again. The Owen Sound Attack are in town. Let's walk around. Well, there's your view of the Owen Sound Attack bus. You know what's crazy? The Owen Sound Attack have not actually played a game in Mississauga in over 4 years. It's crazy. Think back to last season, 21-22. We didn't play any West teams at all. 2021 season didn't even happen. The 1920 season is the season that was ended early by COVID, and the visit by Owen Sound to Mississauga was still on the schedule when it was banged early. So for the last Owen Sound visit to Mississauga, you have to go back to the 18-19 season, specifically October 26th, 2018. Hey, who let that customer in? They're not open yet. Whoop! Out of the way, out of the way. There we go. Woo! Angus? What's up, boys? Whoa! Look at those colors. That is definitely a fashion choice right there. Quick observation during the anthem, the Queen is gone. I wonder if maybe they got the King coming in. Also, I see Darius. Smile. He doesn't know I'm fishing him, but yeah. Anyway, hockey time. See you after the game. Starting goalies for the middle game of the 3-3, Ryerson Leaders would go for the Steelheads. For the Owen Sound Attack, it would be Nick Chenard. The puck dropped, and we got ourselves underway. A lot of defense on both sides in the first period, but a lot of defense on the Steelhead side. The shots in the first period were 8-3 in favor of the Steelheads. The attack took a couple penalties, but nothing came of the penalties. But the Steelheads did get on the board late in the first period at the 18:54 mark. It was James Hardy with a beautiful left wing snipe on a feed from Luke Misa to make it 1-0 Steelheads. Hardy with the goal, Luke Misa with the lone assist. It was 1-0, and that's your score after 1. The Attack were shut out in our visit to Owen Sound in October, so this is now 4 straight periods in which the Owen Sound Attack have failed to score on the Steelheads. But that string would be broken early in the second period. Colby Barlow, who was going to be a very high pick in the 2023 NHL Draft, you're going to hear his name very early. He is able to tie the score for the Owen Sound Attack at the 2:04 mark of the second, give the assist to Cedric Guindon and Servac Petrovsky, and it's a 1-1 game. 5:53 mark of the second period, Cedric Guindon is called for a tripping call, and it is on that power play. James Hardy fakes a shot, but then dishes to Angus McDonnell, who fires a top corner bullet to give the Steelheads back the lead. It is 2-1. McDonnell with the goal, James Hardy with the assist, Luke Misa with the second one, and it's 2-1 Steelheads. 7:59 of the second period, there was some more rough stuff, a big pileup in the corner, a bunch of pushing, bunch of shoving. Apparently there was some stuff getting thrown on the ice too by fans, which I didn't actually see, but Tony did make an announcement. Please don't throw things on the ice or the Steelheads will get a penalty for it. Out of all that, Bryce Cook did get a double minor, 2 minutes officially for roughing and holding, so he'd be gone for 4 minutes. And fortunately, near the end of that, Nolan Seed of the Owen Sound Attack would take a holding the stick call and negate the last little bit of it. So Bryce Cook's penalty would be killed. Seed's penalty would be killed as well. Another double minor, this time at the 13:41 mark by Owen Sound's Antonio Tersigni, would result in the Steelheads' third goal. At the 15:23 mark, it would be a short-range shot by Casper Larson that would result in a loose rebound, which was buried by Kai Schwint. Kai Schwint with the goal, Casper Larson with assist number 1, Jack Van Volsen picks up 1-2. You can make it 3-1 Steelheads. 3-1 Steelheads is going to be your score after 2 periods. I mentioned how low the Owen Sound shot total was in the first period, just the 3 shots, but by the end of the game, Owen Sound would actually overtake the Steelheads in shots. The final shot total was 26-24 in favor of Owen Sound. The Steelheads would hang on to the slim lead, though. Owen Sound would get a late unassisted goal from Caleb Lawrence at the 15-17 mark. Owen Sound would pull the goalie. The Steelheads would not get the empty netter in this one, but they would hang on and win the game by a score of 3-2. A hard-fought game against one of the tougher teams in the West. Here are the 3 stars and my post-game from the home game against the Owen Sound Attack.
Right there.
3 stars of the game presented by Razor Game. The 3rd star had the game-winning goal, number 11, Kai
Winner! Who gets the bottle? Don't fight over it, boys. All right.
The game's 2nd star had a pair of assists, number 33,
Misa!
Yeah!
Who gets the Misa bottle? Someone over here.
What is this going up over here?
Huh?
We're lonely over here.
Want some water?
We don't have a prize?
tonight's 1st star with a goal and 1 assist, number 14, your captain.
James Hardy!
James Hardy! All right. Who's the loudest? Going long. Row 6 gets it. All right.
It's a down to ice level, it's lean.
And a puck as well. All right, here we go.
The rate of goals in the season, which ranks you number 4 in the league, what's been the biggest factor in production this season?
First playing as a team, we're going every night, working hard every night. What's going on top has been good for us.
What did you like most about your team's performance tonight?
Well, I like when they got me wet. Casper? Oh, he's got family here. Oh, Casper's got family here. I love it. Yeah. How you feeling, Chaz?
A little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a good one.
Yeah, last year. How you liking this stuff? Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're dirty right around the street.
Yeah. Take a picture of the man.
Now let me get started. Let me get him.
We'll be 150 with
No problem. Thanks, guys.
First of many. Hey, it's a goalie sandwich.
Thank you.
Good day, boys. See you tomorrow. Oakville represent.
Where? Yeah. Sorry. West Mountain, right? Me too, buddy. Me too, but it's good. Me too, bud. He looks like he would care America with his place. Nothing missing, man.
Hey.
Xander.
Please sign a card, please.
Sydney wants to see Xander. What a surprise. Yeah. Yeah. Ben, how you doing? Hey.
By the way.
Yeah. A little lightly used.
Thanks, see, that's so good.
Good night, Ben.
You always have the best shoes. You're always
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Stylish. Yeah. All right. So none of us are wrong. Okay. Hi, Jack. Sorry. This thing jumped out at me.
Thanks, Jack. You're good, buddy.
You saw it, Jack. You're my witness. So after a big win over Owen Sound, the Steelheads would reconvene at Paramount Fine Food Center less than 24 hours later for a matchup against the Sudbury Wolves. It was Pucks and Paws night. There were dogs in the building. There were wolves in the building. Here's my pregame. Beautiful Saturday afternoon to close out the week for the Mississauga Steelheads. Got Pucks and Paws tonight. Sudbury Wolves are here, so we got canines on canines. Let's walk around. Looks like they're here. It's not that pretty bus that they came in last time. I actually really liked that bus. It was a really cool design. Had the nickel on it and everything. But they came in this bus today. But the Wolves are here. And soon the dogs will be here too. We got a game. There's the Wolves. Oh, they see me. How you doing? Got a special guest coming today. He's actually a pretty big hockey YouTuber. He's actually one of the ones I started watching before I started doing it myself. He also happens to be the... Oh, they're videoing me. Oh. Puppy! Oh. That looks a little too real. That's not a dog. Pretty cool animal though. Oh! Now say hee hee. Is that a doggy Carmeras? Love it. Buddy! Who's the coach now? That's right, buddy. Coach those boys. The starting goalies for the game against Sudbury would be Alessio Bellieri for the Steelheads and Kevin Broussard for the Sudbury Wolves. The puck would drop, the dogs would bark, and we would get underway. The Sudbury Wolves would open the scoring at the 3:41 mark of the first period with Nick DeGrazia backhanding one towards Alessio Bellieri. It was one of those really annoying ones where he stopped most of it but couldn't get all of it. It was the first shot of the game. DeGrazia with the goal. Landon McCallum and Nolan Collins pick up the assists. And it's 1-0 for the Sudbury Wolves. The Wolves made it 2-0 at the 7:08 mark. A Quinton Musty shot was able to beat Alessio Bellieri. Now, JR thought Chase Coughlin on the play got a little too close to Bellieri and may have contacted him. So he did ask for a challenge for goalie interference. It was a very long review, but after the review, it was upheld. They originally thought that Chase Coughlin tipped the goal, but on review, there was no tip. It was Quinton Musty's goal, the lone assist to David Goyette. And at 7:08, it was 2-0 for the Sudbury Wolves. The momentum would continue for the Sudbury Wolves at the 12:12 mark. A forward pass from Dylan Robinson would find Chase Coughlin, who would get a one-on-one with Bellieri and fire a wrister by him. That would make it 3-0 for the Wolves. Chase Coughlin would get this goal, assisted Dylan Robinson and Nolan Collins. The Steelheads were down 3 at that point, which means we are on a one-chip watch. And guys, you want to stay tuned for this one. Now, this might have been the turning point in the game. Ethan Larman was in our zone, and as he skated by Alessio Bellieri, he kind of bumped into him, and his elbow grazed his face, and Bellieri went down in a heap. He was not in a good spot. So they called Ethan Larman. They set him to the box. They initially reviewed it for a major, and initially they actually brought it down to a minor at one point. But JR asked for another review, and they gave him another review, and they did eventually reinstate the major and kick Ethan Larman out of the game. So it was a game misconduct and a 5-minute major for Ethan Larman for charging. Unfortunately, Bellieri was not well enough to continue in the game, so Ryerson Leanders would go in net for the Steelheads for the rest of the game. So the Steelheads would have a 5-minute power play, and they would take advantage of that once before the first period was over. At the 15:44 mark, James Hardy with a beautiful left wing bullet that would beat Kevin Broussard for the first time in this game. Hardy with the goal gave the assist to Angus McDonnell and Xander Vecchia. That would make it 3-1 Wolves. That's your score after one. The shots after one were 16-6 for the Wolves. We'll keep an eye on that later. I'd like to introduce you to my friend, John Viveros here.
How's it going?
Good, good.
The Steelheads game. It's been a minute.
Yeah. So John has a channel called Hot Take Hockey, where he talks about hockey, does a few game live streams type of thing. Also happens to be an in-game host for the Sudbury Wolves.
So it makes sense to come to this game today.
Yeah.
Wolves versus Steelheads.
Yeah. Also has done some play-by-play for the Steelheads last year as well. So
That was fun.
yeah. So
Big shout out to Jordan. I appreciate him having me. It's fun.
yep. So yeah, gonna put all your links in the description. Anything you want to say about the game?
Decent so far. We had a couple reviews, and let's hope for a high-scoring game.
Yeah. Let's see. Well. Just a minute 4 into the second period, and it would be the Steelheads and James Hardy striking again with his 5th goal this week. Almost looked like his first goal of the game, except it was from the right wing this time, taking a pass from Luke Misa. Hardy with the goal, Misa with the assist. Lucas Carmeros gets the second one, and just over a minute into the second period, it's a 1-goal game again. It's 3-2 for the Wolves. A little bit of fun at the 2:16 mark. Xander Vecchia of the Steelheads and Nathan Villeneuve of the Wolves get tangled up. They start going at it. They go down together, do a lot of grappling on the ice. They're going at that for a bit while they're still down there. Looked more like a grapple than a fight, but it was called a fight. They were both given the fighting majors. No instigators, though, but they would go to the box. Not long after the fight, there would be a little chirping near the Steelheads bench, which would result in an unsportsmanlike conduct call on Chase Coughlin of the Wolves. And while the Steelheads were on that power play, there would be a beautiful behind-the-net pass from James Hardy centered to Angus McDonnell, who would fire it home and tie this hockey game up. McDonnell with his 20th goal of the season, assists to James Hardy and Adam Zidlichki. They would review it for some reason. I'm not sure if they thought it was offside or something, but it was a long review, but the goal would be upheld. It would be 3-3. We got a tie game, folks. The Steelheads had the momentum now, but at the 11:58 mark, the Wolves would take a little bit of it back with a beautiful snipe from Quinton Musty for his second goal of the game. Just a beautiful feed from Nick DeGrazia as well, with Musty firing it home. So Musty with the goal and DeGrazia with the lone assist. That would make it 4-3 Wolves, but we're not done yet. 14:26 mark of the second period, though, the Steelheads would get another equalizer. Xander Vecchia with a beautiful pass to Angus McDonnell, who would find some daylight to the left of Kevin Brassard and bury it home. So we have McDonnell with the goal, Xander Vecchia and Casper Larsson with the assists. 2 goals for James Hardy, 2 goals for Angus McDonnell, 2 goals for the Wolves' Quinton Musty. It was Hattie watch all over the place. 4-4 would be your score after 2. Well, that's a little more fun, making it interesting. We were down by 3, so we're close to the 1 chip, maybe. John, what do you think of this one?
What a crazy game. We got 3 players on the hat trick watch, so we'll see.
Yeah,
We might have to toss that hat again.
Maybe.
Excited for the third period. We'll see what happens.
Might have to toss it 3 times.
We'll see what happens, but excited for the third period. Should be a good finish.
All right. Unfortunately for the Steelheads, mid-third, there would be a bit of a deflating moment as the Wolves' Dylan Robinson was in the box for a hooking call. Andre Anania and David Goyette would get a shorthanded break. Goyette would go behind the net, pass to Anania, who would fire it home and give the Wolves the 5-4 lead on the shorthanded goal. Again, Anania with the goal, David Goyette with the lone assist, and at that point, it was 5-4 for the Wolves. Not to worry, though, there was still plenty of time left in the third period. At the 9:30 mark, there would be a big rush in the Sudbury zone. Porter Martone getting a shot, Bryce Cook getting a rebound, Porter Martone getting another rebound, and firing this one by Kevin Brassard for the 5th Steelheads goal. Martone from Cook makes it a 5-5 game. There would not be any more scoring for the rest of regulation, which means we're heading to overtime. And overtime, while we're on a 1-chip watch, means we are upgraded to a 1-chip warning. It's getting real, guys. As I mentioned at the end of the first, the shots were 16-6 in favor of the Wolves. The Steelheads did a lot of battling back over the course of the game. The shots after overtime were still led by the Wolves, but it was 40-39, so a lot closer. Overtime did solve nothing, so for the second time this season, the Steelheads would participate in a shootout. Well, what do you think about this?
And shootout! Let's see it!
All right. 5-5.
What a game. What a
And
game.
shots are 40-39 for Sudbury right now. They were, if you saw what they were in the first period, they were not good for us. But
Yeah, but it's even out. Man, this has been a crazy game so far.
yeah. See how the shootout goes. It's only our second one of the whole season, so. Porter Martone, who scored the tying goal, is chosen as the first shooter for the Steelheads. He gets his one-on-one with Kevin Brassard and is able to put together a beautiful snipe to beat him, and the score in the shootout is 1-0 Steelheads. Alex Ferrand is the first shooter for the Sudbury Wolves. He gets his one-on-one with Ryerson Leaders. He tries a deke, but Ryerson Leanders is ready for the deke, and he is able to stop the shot, and Alex Ferrand is denied. Still 1-0 after one shot each. Shooter number 2 for the Steelheads is James Hardy. Remember, he missed a penalty shot earlier this week that would have tied the game and given him a hat trick at the same time. But this time he is able to do what James Hardy does, fires a top corner shot over the shoulder of Kevin Broussard. He makes it 2-0 within the shootout, and we are one save away from winning the game. Sudbury's second shooter is Quinton Musty. A save would clinch the game for the Steelheads and clinch the one-chip event as well, but Quinton Musty decides, oh, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to score so this guy doesn't have to kill his stomach. So Quinton Musty does score. So after 2 shots, it is 2-1 for the Steelheads, and the Wolves are still alive for now. So it was up to the Steelheads' third shooter, who is Charlie Callahan. I thought it was an interesting choice, but Charlie Callahan is able to move forward on Kevin Broussard and bury one past him to clinch the Steelhead shootout win and to clinch the one-chip event. Yes, it is happening very, very soon. But for now, we celebrate a Steelheads shootout victory, 6-5 over the Sudbury Wolves. A huge comeback shootout win for the Mississauga Steelheads, which has a lot of consequences for my insides. But before my pain and suffering, let's look at the 3 stars and my post-game from Saturday.
The Steelheads win in the shootout! Ladies and gentlemen, this is your one-chip event! I'm doing it, folks! Aiden! I'm doing the one-chip challenge! Whenever I get the chip, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's happening.
Fans, here are the 3 stars of the game presented by Paqui One Chip. Raise your game. The third star with a goal number 94.
Order! Oh, look at that throw.
The second star with 2 goals and 1 assist, number 17, Angus Macdonald.
Angus Macdonald!
And the first star with a pair of goals and another one in the shootout to go along with an assist, number 14, your captain,
And Hardy!
All right, let's head on down to Celine, who's got the game's first star.
Hardy's like, oh man, 2 of these in a row?
A huge win. How does it feel?
That feels amazing. The top first period for us when we battled back from adversity. They had the best group.
Second period comeback transferred into the action frame. What shift in the locker room?
All right, James and Steph, thank you. Great job. Steelheads are back in action.
Well, Hardy's feeling cold. My tongue is about to feel hot. Yep. Have a good night, John. Thank you for coming.
Hey, congrats on the win. It was a good game.
Yep. Got to take off, but we're going to go post-game and talk to the guys. But John, thank you so much for being on. Yeah. Vegas. Hey.
It's good.
Porter, great game, buddy. Yeah. Great game, Parker. Way to flesh that out, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we came back in that game, I have to do the one-chip challenge now.
Oh my, did you promise that you did?
Yep. I've been promising it all year, and this time, yeah.
Today's the day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be watching.
Oh, yeah. Just met one of my supporters here. What's your name, buddy?
Regan.
Hi, Regan. Yeah. You know what just happened today?
Oh yeah, they won the
Yeah. You know what else happened? You know what I've been saying I was gonna do all year?
Oh, the one.
If we did a 3-goal comeback.
You did it?
Well, that game clinched it, so it's gonna happen soon. Yeah. Charlie, you know I have to do the one-chip challenge now that you scored that goal. Yeah. Have a good one. Good night, Ben. Yep.
That's gonna be a tough one. Those things are spicy.
Oh yeah. I'll try not to cry. Good night.
See you guys.
I'll think of you when my stomach's burning. Good. I have to do the one chip challenge now because of that comeback win.
That's amazing. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
It's amazing to watch.
All right.
My girlfriend watches all your videos.
Yeah. No worries. Well, another week done in Steelhead Land, ending with a bang. In the midst of all the excitement about the comeback win and the one chip challenge finally happening, I do hope Alessio Bellieri is okay. I did not see him after the game, so I'm gonna send him a message when I get home and make sure all is well with him. Also, I have to order the chip when I get home. Tomorrow, no Steelheads game, but I'm sure you can find some sporting event to watch. There might be something big on, I don't know. I personally would like to see the Eagles win tomorrow. I don't know about y'all. Kind of sick of the Chiefs as a Bills fan, but I know everyone's got their own preferences, but anyway, we'll see you next week.
I did speak to Alessio when I got home, and he did tell me that he potentially had a concussion, but that he was hopeful to return as soon as he could. Chad Sharp also says he's hopeful to be back next week as well, so speedy recovery to both those guys. But it is now time for the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm not going to do it in here, though, because I do not want to throw up in my room, so we are heading outside. See you there.
Alright, y'all. Well, for this portion of the video, I have moved to beautiful Dragonfly Park in Orangeville, Ontario. I hope that by the time I'm done with it, it is not any less beautiful. Yeah, I picked this spot because it's quiet, it's kind of secluded. If I make a lot of noise, it's not going to bother a lot of people. And also, the hospital's right back there. Yeah, but anyway, there's my phone. I have set a 10-minute timer on my phone, which I'm going to start once I put the chip in my mouth. So basically, I have some milk here, I have a milkshake here. Part of the challenge is to try to avoid touching that for as long as possible. But for realsies though, liability, do not do this just because I am doing it. Always know your health, always know the risks. Kids, I would not recommend you doing it at all, but definitely not without your parents' permission. And if you're a steelhead, don't do it because JR will kill me. Okay, let me grab the chip. I've already read everything inside, but yeah, the chip is in this package. Opening it now. Hope it's not squished or anything. In a couple pieces, not bad. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go Seal, go! I popped. Oh crap. We're on timer, hang on. Now the timer started. Okay. Oh wow. Oh my god. Whew. Man. Man. I don't even eat peppers on my pizza, man. Why did I get myself into this? That is a hot chip. This is the hottest thing I've ever eaten in my life. It's done though. Look at that tongue. How am I feeling? I'm feeling like I want that milkshake right now. I'm gonna see like how far I can hold off. Oh man. Oh yeah. Here come the tears, ladies and gentlemen. It's only been a minute and 15 since I hit the timer. I was a little late hitting the timer, but right now it's just the tongue. I'm sure the rest is gonna follow. Oh man. I can, now that I've handled the chips, I can take the gloves off. Here, let me, while I'm suffering here, let me pick up my garbage. Now my nose is running. Hang on, I brought a roll here. Staring at the milk. I might crack as far as touching the milk soon. Oh man. That is hot, man. That is hot, man. Oh. I told you I was gonna cry. Here's my timer. Oh man, show me the timer. 3 minutes gone on the timer. The challenge is 10 minutes without touching the milk. But I think it's gonna be closer to 5 because, wow. My throat is absolutely killing me. Okay. What's something I can do for a minute? 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer. One of the bottles should happen to fall. 98 bottles of beer on the wall. Charlie Callahan, you did this to me. That was an amazing goal. But I'm feeling it right now. Oh man, oh man, oh man. 4.5 minutes in. 5.5 to go. Okay. Right now it's still just the throat. My stomach still feels okay. But I imagine the stomach is gonna come soon. You guys realize you're never gonna see me like this again. Isn't this a beautiful spot? Beautiful spot. Good news is that I don't think I'm gonna throw up. That's kind of what I was worried about. That's why I didn't want to do it inside. So I picked a nice area like this. Okay, we are past 5 minutes. We're actually almost at 6. Yeah, 4:12. And remember, I did hit the timer late, so it's more like 6.5. I was so distracted by my burning mouth that I hit the timer late, so you guys are getting an extra 15-30 minutes out of this. This is good. I'm still okay right now. Maybe I can make the 10 minutes before I touch the milk. Yeah. Hear that little creek in the background there? It's rushing. You can see some geese in there. Geese are here, wondering what the hell I'm doing. Can't really see it because it's behind the tree, but there's a big Canadian flag. It's at half-mast right now because today is the day of Hazel McCallion's funeral. You know, a lot of people shedding tears over there. I'm shedding tears for a different reason. I do miss Hazel, but oh man. How much time are we at now? 2.5 left. Actually not bad. It's moving quicker than I thought it would. A little bit of a burp there. So far my stomach is still okay. I think my my pre-doses of Pepto-Bismol helped. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this, because yeah. I'm glad I did this. I am glad I tried it once. Never again, folks. Never again. Absolutely never again. Okay, let me find my timer again. Okay, we are at the 1.5-minute mark, so I am going to start my outro now. The Steelheads start their week this week with a home game Friday, February 17th against the Niagara Ice Dogs. They travel to Windsor the next day, Saturday, February 18th, to play the Spitfires. I'll be going to Windsor. It'll be my first trip to Windsor, which will be my 20th out of 20 current OHL arenas, which I'm very looking forward to, because that's one thing off the bucket list. Of course, there'll be another one to visit next year when Brantford becomes a team, but as of this season, Windsor will be my 20th, and I'm very happy. This Monday, February 20th, is Family Day. It's a holiday in Canada. The Mississauga Steelheads will be hosting the Saginaw Spirit, and very fitting for Family Day, it'll be a matchup between Luke Misa and his brother Michael Misa of the Saginaw Spirit, so a very great matchup to be chosen for Family Day. So once again, that is at home to Niagara on Friday, at Windsor on Saturday, and at home to Saginaw on Monday. I'll be at all 3 games. I hope to see you there. After this, I hope to see any of you anywhere. All right. Time out. Okay. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. And remember, I was late hitting the timer, so that is the 10 minutes right there. Okay. Time is up. Thank you guys so much for watching my pain and suffering. Once again, I end by asking the OHL, please allow the fair use of your professional and amateur footage. Help the small media so they can help you. Until next time, you can find me behind the bench and only the bench. Although tonight you might find me in a bathroom somewhere. This is Jordan signing off. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. I need some milk. One more thing before I go. I gotta show you this. That's right, baby. That's right. Okay. Good night for real.